When you decided to become a licensed agent, what made you do that? Because you mentioned you had your license in Buffalo, right? Mm-hmm. And then is it because you bought a house? Is it because of that, or is it because you saw something else there?
I think I've had a lot of interest in it, just in total. Like, I love identifying the house or building the house, and obviously the designing it, the decorating it, everything that goes along with it is something that I enjoy. I think that, I haven't stayed in a home longer than, I think, 2.5 years at this point. So that's something that I think was hard for my wife to adjust to at first. Mm-hmm. And then I think that now I catch her looking at houses, I think, more than I do, which has been an adjustment.
Did you move a lot as a kid, or were you pretty planted?
At first, my parents did. The house that I was born into, we lived for a few years. Then we moved 2 lots down. They built another home that was bigger. We lived there. Then they built another home in a development. They couldn't get what they wanted for the house that we were living in, so they decided to forego on the one that they built. So the builder sold that one. We stayed in the home that we were at for a couple of years longer. And then they moved one town over and built another home, and they've been in that home for a while now. Okay. But in between, while being steadily in the home in Buffalo, they've also bought and sold a few properties in Florida here. So I wouldn't say that they've completely, stopped buying and selling properties. It's continued, but it's just been down here.
So you weren't born into a house and lived there till you moved out. You had some
Correct.
moves.
Yeah, we've had some moves.
Yeah.
All within 15 minutes of each other,
right.
But there's been, multiple different houses.
Okay. So you decided to get licensed. You knew law enforcement was a sure thing, because it's solid retirement career, like the long play. And so you came to Florida, started keeping your real estate license, started doing stuff here. So where do you see yourself? And this is the old job interview question. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, son? Like, what do you think about that?
I think over the next couple of years, I think next year, my wife and I talked about starting to either buy investment properties or start, if the market's right, maybe doing a couple flips and getting our feet wet with that. Mm-hmm. I think we're done touching our personal property for now. I think we're going to settle here for a couple of years just because we do really enjoy it. But I think that designing a couple other homes and, maybe some easier flips we'll start with and go from there. As far as real estate goes, I definitely want to grow as an agent and get into a few other aspects that come along with that. I know some companies are starting to offer services where, if a realtor comes through a home and they see that it needs X, Y, and Z, they'll offer the money up front to make those changes, and then they'll recoup that investment on the back end once the home sells, just to get a higher sale price. That's stuff that I definitely want to start getting into.
It's like an HGTV thing.
It is, and it's actually, obviously on HGTV is what, I guess, put it out there, but it's happening locally a lot more than people think. Mm-hmm. And as a realtor, and I'm sure others would agree, there's certain things that are just going to make a deal fall apart. And I think that some of those things, if we had more exposure, to market these solutions, maybe those deals wouldn't fall apart. Mm-hmm. I think that, I'm sure you see it just in the mortgage industry, is the hot topic, especially in Florida, has just been these roofs. I think that's been, I would say, out of deals that have fallen apart, 90% of them have been because of the roof. Mm-hmm. And just unable to come to terms, unable to get insurance on the home past the 4-point.
Nobody wants to give up a $20,000 roof.
Correct.
When they're when they're making 40, they don't want to lose 20 when they're trying to make that work. And that's a tough situation for a seller because their roof's not leaking. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not, it's got life left in it. But then your insurance company's coming along and saying, oh, well, I'm not going to give you a policy because their roof's too old.
Yep.
And now they have almost a defective product that they're trying to sell. Their house is black marked there.
I think that one of the most common situations, just for ease of the story, is, let's say you have a mom and dad pass away and the home is obviously inherited by the children and they just want to unload it. They don't want to, maybe they don't have the means to, or they just don't want to, make the changes to where the property is marketable for many different loan products. But if you have the availability where you have a realtor that's going to come in, or, a company that's a third party that's going to finance the roof up front for you and then require payment on the back end, now you've just opened up your offer pool to how many more people. So now you're eligible for the first time home buyers, the vets, everybody that before you couldn't even touch that because the roof was in such poor condition.
It's like that's flirting with almost like a renovation loan product. Like the renovation loans are tough. Like there's a lot of hoops to jump through with renovation and a lot of parties and a lot of stuff that's really outside of your control. But something like that where it's more of a seller side orchestrated deal, then that could work. And now my mind immediately goes to the money. Like you have to find a roofer that would first outlay that money and pay their people and their materials and all that stuff. And obviously they're putting a work order on the house and a lien and everything. So they're going to secure their stuff. But what's your outlook on that? Like how do you get a contractor to come around to that?
You're not going to. So that would be something that I would finance myself. And there's realtors that are doing it now, and there's definitely companies that are doing it. So you're basically having an agreement drawn up between the seller and obviously if it was me doing it, the realtor, that you're recovering X amount of funds plus a percentage because that home is going to sell for a higher purchase price due to those improvements. But you're not going to get a builder that's going to front the labor and supplies for that.
Right. Unless you're the builder.
Correct.
Could also happen too. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I mean, you can take it much further. I mean, bathroom, kitchen remodels, but I'm just talking,
right.
Like just let's pass a 4-point.
Right. The simple things.
And make this house, eligible for others. Because when you think about it, I'm sure you've had first time home buyers where, they can qualify for a home, but they're not paying out of pocket for $20,000, $30,000 roof.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Not even a first time home buyer. I mean, just who else? There's not a lot of people out there who are willing to bring their down payment and their closing costs and their cost of moving and whatever, and then have to buy a new air conditioner or a new AC or whatever, an electrical panel, like whatever the multi-$1,000 item is, because there's not a whole lot of money left over after. And now you're still moving again, you're still painting, you're still doing like maybe new floor, like you got a budget for this other stuff that's almost like a requirement. And then those big ticket items are.
Yeah. When we moved into the house on Citruswood, it needed a roof, air conditioning, pool heater. I mean, it was
cha-ching,
the list was long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these people were just trying to squeeze as much time out as possible.
Yeah.
But obviously when we sold it, the buyers obviously saw the value and all these high ticket items are done. Yeah.
And, I've always